Do you think you've shown a wide range of qualities so far this season in the 5 victories?
Well, I think first is you can see the foundation to the game, and I think the spirit of the team has come through in each of those. Now we've had some fortunate, some good fortune through that. I think there's no denying that, and I think nobody here who's watched those games and watched rugby a long time will deny that. We don't, but we work exceptionally hard, and I think that's the common determinant in the games. We just work hard and try to improve.
Would it be fair to say that, I suppose, Leicester were ruthless against Worcester, and is ruthlessness something that you would like your team to have?
Well, I think that after half time, I thought we gave them too many opportunities. We spent 10 minutes on our own goal line. I think at one point, it went to 30 phases, or there was 30 consecutive phases we had to defend, down to 40 men, and that's not a situation you want to get into. And we've spoken about that as a team this morning. That it was disappointing. We play Sale Sharks this weekend, and Sale Sharks are an outstanding team. And around, you know the power that they have in their team. So they get close to your goal line, they're very, very difficult to stop. So we don't want to be in that situation.
I'm sure that you probably knew this before we did, but of course the England squad's just come out for the autumn internationals. Nick Dolly is in it, which is I'm sure has brought a smile to a lot of people's faces. Tell us about his journey from joining the club. He's not been at the club a huge amount of time, has he? But how he has progressed, the qualities he has shown to get himself in that England squad.
Yeah, so very, very pleased for him. After all his hard work, and I think that he joined us. Sorry, someone's just joining. He joined us at midpoint, towards the latter part of last season. Had a couple of glimpses at the end of last season, but worked really hard in pre-season this year to be ready to take an opportunity when one came along. And he's done very well, and I think that the other players that worked exceptionally hard and supported him, and the work Tom Harrison's done as a coach with him has been very good, and seeing some reward there.
What kind of personality is he? Because to come into the squad, and you're right, the opportunity came up and he has taken it. You know, you need to have the guts and confidence to be able to take on the mantle of being the first choice hooker at the start of this season. What kind of person is he? What kind of personality traits have you seen from him?
Well, I've seen humble, hard-working guy. He's consistently, each week he comes to me, what do I need to do to get better? That's a consistent question he asks me. The start and end of every session, he's wanting to work on his throwing. He's consistently with Tom Harrison working on how he can improve his scrum. So I think if he continues to have those traits, then I think he can improve as a player. I think coupled with that, physically, he's developed. Aled Walters and Aled's team have done a very good job supporting him in that regard.
And Freddie Steward as well in that team. We've spoken before about Freddie. Tell me about his development, because he's been so impressive for Tigers, and of course was in the team over the summer, but he has clearly continued to impress. Clearly is now, hopefully, Eddie Jones clearly sees him as part of his future plans. What have you made of his development as well?
Well, I think I spoke last week about Freddie again, a guy who is really grasped his opportunity, and I think the work he did with Eddie in the summer, he's returned into pre-season and the start of the season here, an even better player when you get exposed to coaching like Eddie's and been involved in the England environment. He's come back a better player, which has been terrific for him, and great credit to him and his endeavour to be the best player he can be.
And George Martin as well, somebody who played in the Six Nations, has been part of the England setup as well. But he seems to really have impressed as well this season too. What have you made of his development and the fact, once again, he's in the England squad?
Well, I think the thing is, he was what George does real well when he carries and the way he tackles. He's there's not too many people that better in those regards, and I think what he's done, he's been fit, he's been strong, and he's kept his game really simple to concentrate on those things and done them really well. So I'm delighted for him. He's got this opportunity, and I'll say this for all of them. We are at Leicester Tigers delighted that they're going to be part of the England squad. That's one step, and I'll be saying to them all individually, they've got to make sure that they take the opportunities presented, train exceptionally hard, and show the England coaches and Eddie Jones in particular the qualities they can bring, so that they get the honour of wearing the England shirt.
And in terms of strength and depth in your squad as well, this will be a test of it, won't you? Five key players leaving for a relatively long period of time. How confident are you from what you've seen so far in the strength and depth of your squad?
Well, it's the nature of the competition here that we play a lot of games while the internationals are being played. So you got to be prepared for it. Your squad gets tested over the full season. So what we've done is these things also create opportunity for other players, and we need other players to grasp that opportunity and run with it.
What have you made of the job that Alex Sanderson has done at Sale in his time there, and the team that will be travelling to Welford Road, Mattioli Woods, Welford Road, this weekend?
Well done, Adam. I think he's done an excellent job. A really good, really top quality coach. I know they've built that squad over a number of years, but you can see what a squad it is. Brought the players through their academy system and signed a lot of players to build a squad that was top 4 last year, would have been top 4 the year before, had the last game of the season not been cancelled. So perennially competing at the top of the Premiership.
Is he someone, I mean, I know that, I don't know whether you at Saracens at the same time, but is he someone that you have a personal, professional relationship with? What kind of person is Alex Sanderson from your experience?
Yeah, really good guy. Yeah, as I say, I think he's done a really good job up there at Sale.
Brilliant. Steve, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Steve, it's Chris Jones. If I can jump in.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hi,
is that your house? Is that your house that's so rowdy in the background, or is that somebody else?
No, it's not mine. It's probably Bulldogs. His daughter's got lots of horses. They'll be making loads of noise. Just about George not being in the squad. Obviously, it's great news for you. You get him, and but the way he's playing at the moment, Steve, he's experienced, but do you still have a word with him saying, look, you're still doing all the business for us, even if Eddie doesn't want you?
Well, I think you can see how well George is playing, how sharp he's looking, and I think he's almost got better. I think better each week, and he's had different situations to deal with, from dry days on artificial, to that wet game at Saracens where he managed to keep us in that game, and then within a shot of managing to find a way of getting the points to win the game. In the end, I think he's been playing really, really well. Physically, had an injury at the end of last year, and he's worked really hard to come back from that. So, a player in that situation, what do you do? He's got to continue to play well, so that Eddie, it's as simple as that, isn't it? Go and continue to play really well to put the best case forward for selection.
Is it a case, though, because of his personality, that you don't have to worry much about George feeling like, oh, I've been left out, because he's got that mental strength?
Speaking to him just now, and I think the guy's phenomenal professional and a brilliant leader within this team. And I know he will be determined to just keep helping this team, because he's that kind of character. The way he prepares himself, I said, the way he's come, he had an injury at the end of last year. He's had to work exceptionally hard to get back to be as sharp as he is right now. And that's credit to him and his attitude and determination. And I think if we can have, well, I think if our players follow even a fraction of the determination George Ford has, we'll do very well.
Great, thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Hey there, Steve. Just with George, is it in a way a bit of an unexpected bonus for you, the fact that you're going to have him around potentially for more of the season than planned?
From my point of view, I want my players to, every single one of them, and I say this to every single one of them, I want them to achieve their individual aspirations and play the highest level they possibly can. So I want all my players to play. If international rugby is their ambition, I want to support them and try and help them to get to that point in time. I see that as my job as a coach, is to help my players be the best they can be.
And in terms of a dialogue with Eddie Jones about him, is that quite constant? Have you sort of heard why he's not made the squad?
Yeah, Eddie communicates regularly with me. I communicate regularly with Eddie. That's always been the case since I took this job, about the squad and about the players in the squad. So obviously I'm not going to talk about what that communication is, but yeah, Eddie and I chat regularly.
And just on Freddie Steward, he's had a lot of praise for his ability under the high ball, but can you talk about his counter-attacking game and how he sort of worked on that?
Yeah, I think you see there's growth in that area with him, and I think there's potential for a lot more growth in there. I think he last season was his real first season, whilst he'd played parts of the year before in that kind of disrupted year. He consistently playing Premiership rugby first year last year, and I think that his growth was incredible at the fundamentals within his game. I think he's then been selected by England and come back and worked really hard in pre-season, and I think he's taken another step forward with his rugby. I think that the really exciting thing is that I think we're scratching the surface there. He's got real strong fundamentals to his game, and I think he can add a lot more onto it.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Any more, guys? Everybody happy?
No, I just asked one more, Steve. Apologies. Just one more. Apologies. With Dolly going, which obviously is fantastic news, we're going to the England squad, and Julio Montoya, I'm sure, will be involved for Argentina as well. I don't know what Charlie Clare's prognosis is at the moment, how close he is to coming back. And of course, we saw that Tom Youngs is unavailable at the moment, of course. How are you looking in the hooker department for the time being? Because that's most of them, unfortunately, that are unavailable.
I think we're always trying to develop our players. This, throughout the season, opportunities for players present themselves in different ways, and there's great. I'm really pleased that Nick has been selected. Hopefully, Julian will be selected for the Pumas, and all our players will be working to be on the field as quickly as they can from anything. So for us, we've got to deal with it. That's what you got to do in club rugby.
Does that mean, I suppose, I appreciate you won't elaborate too much, but does that mean that you feel that you have people within your squad who can step up? Of course, you've got a very good academy there, or will you have to possibly look into the loan market, perhaps?
Why are you after a game, man?
Yes, I am. Yeah. I don't think you'd want me.
We got a squad, and the squad's the start of the season. You plan the squad, and you try and work out different eventualities so you understand where you're at. And we're all the time we're working. That's why we run the academy system. It's why we have players on loan elsewhere. It's why they're getting game time elsewhere. That's where we're at.